Hey guys, Tim Pokemon here, and in today's video we're going to be giving raid counters for every single legendary and Mega Gardevoir this month. Now, Mega Pidgeot is very easy to explain, just use your Tyrannitars, just use your rock types, right? But Mega Gengar also, just use your ghost and dark types, right? But these legendaries you do need to know a little bit about. And there's some amazing legendaries coming this month, including Tapu Lele with its shiny release. Now, shout out to Pokebattler, as you can see in the top there. They are amazing with these raid counters, and you're going to want to know what to use against them. And you can see right here, Shadow Metagross. You can go ahead and take advantage of Shadow Metagross right now because Sierra has Shadow Belled him. So yeah, take advantage while you can still TM away frustration. That's going to go away on Sunday, so make sure you guys do that. Shadow Mewtwo will always pop up in here. Just Shadow Mewtwo is just so strong. But Mega Gengar is going to be your best guess for Megas. And you got Mega Alakazam down here, but truthfully, you're probably going to want to use your Giratinas, your Chandelures maybe, definitely your Shadow Metagross. I'd probably skip on Mega Scizor. You could use your Dialgas. You can use, I think going down a little bit more, you could just use your normal Mewtwo's with the Shadow Ball. Just, I think, definitely bring along a bunch of Shadow Metagrosses, right? Like, I have 5 different Shadow Metagrosses that are basically built ready to do these raids, you know? So you're definitely going to want to bring Shadow Metagross against Tapu Lele, because as you can see here, it is 1.6 times weak to Steel, Ghost, and Poison. Steel being that almighty type for Shadow Metagross, right? But Mega Gardevoir is going to have about the same counters because it's got the same weaknesses, and Shadow Metagross is going to be a problem for this one again, but Metagross is actually going to be even better this time, just normal Metagross as well. So, like, Shadow Metagross will always be better, but normal Metagross will also be very, very usable here. So, quick keyword Metagross, because you're going to want to use a couple of those. Like I said, bring your Giratina Origin Forms, bring your Mega Gengar, bring your Dialga. Nihilego is actually pretty useful here, but I don't have one ready to go. Excadrill is pretty good, but I'd prefer it as a ground type, but it's still pretty good here. I'm surprised Mega Gardevoir is here. That's kind of funny. But yeah, definitely Origin Form Giratina would be my second place. It'd be Shadow Metagross, Mega Gengar, Origin Form Giratina for both of these raids, right? So these raids are going to be in raids from the 8th, I believe, all the way to the 14th. So about a week, just over a week. So we have some pretty strong Pokemon coming because Mega Gardevoir is one that you're going to definitely want to take advantage of. Then we got a little bit of a weak week. We got Regirock, right? And Regirock is pretty easy, but as you can see here, Primal Kyogre and Groudon are going to be very strong, but look who's here again. This is why I tell you guys, Sierra, take advantage. Shadow Metagross pops up yet again, because obviously, I believe it's a ground rock type, right? Or just a pure rock type, Regirock, and yeah, it's going to be super effective yet again. We don't have Primal Kyogre, we don't have Primal Groudon just yet, but Shadow Metagross will do the work. Mega Swampert is going to be your go-to Mega here. Although Mega Sceptile and Mega Blaziken can also be used, but Mega Swampert is going to be your go-to. It's just going to be so strong with Hydro Cannon and all that. It's going to be very good. You can use your Kartanas, but it's a little bit frail. But I would still use it. Shadow Machamp is not a bad idea. Normal Metagross, not a bad idea. Shadow Mamoswine is always good. Swampert, shot in the Shadow form. Terracion's decent. I didn't even know Keldeo makes it up this high. Interesting. But yeah, you can see. Then we get into our Shadows and we get into Xurkitree with Power Whip. No, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Just use the stuff above it. Definitely get those Shadow Metagrosses ready, like I said, because my gosh, it is so useful. Then we got Primal Groudon. Now it's going to be a double weak to water, and now it's actually going to be weak to ground, its own typing, because Primal Groudon gains the fire typing, right? So you're going to see right here, it's going to be a whole lot of water types. You got Mega Swampert in the front, Primal Kyogre number 2, Mega Blastoise number 3, Mega Gyarados number 4, and then you got Shadow Swampert, Gyarados, and Feraligatr, and then normal Kyogre. So what does this mean? Bring your Mega Swampert if you can. Maybe even bring your Primal Kyogre that you're going to get on the same day. Use it in this raid. And then bring your normal Swamperts, your Shadow Swamperts, and your normal Kyogres. You don't even need them all in the Mega department. So yeah, I would Primal department, sorry. Quick keyword is going to be Shadow Salamence, because look, it pops up on here with Hydro Pump. Don't do that. Don't do that stuff, okay? But yeah, definitely, again, there's a lot of great legendaries coming, and we got Tapu Lele, Mega Gardevoir, Regirock, and then we get into the primals here, and boom, Kyogre is going to be weak to grass and electric, so Xurkitree is going to be towards the top here, but you're also going to want to use that Kartana, but it's going to die so many times, but that's okay. It's putting in the work. Mega Sceptile is your go-to Mega here, and Mega Venusaur is also very good, but Mega Sceptile is going to get put a little bit more work in. Zekrom is going to be useful here. Shadow Raikou if you have that. Zarude if you have that maxed out. Mega Manectric, I wouldn't Mega that. I'd rather you Mega Sceptile or Venusaur. Shadow Magnezone is actually not that bad. Shadow Tangrowth, Electivire if you have a few. And then you get into the stuff like Shadow Mewtwo with Thunderbolt and all that. I would definitely recommend being in the upper half of this. But there's definitely some strong options there. I'd say bring your Zekroms. We had Zekrom pretty recently in Raid, so if you have that lined up, I'd definitely bring that. And yeah, we get right into the next one. It's Rayquaza, the most important one to many people. It is going to be 2 times weak to Ice, which is good. We're going to take advantage of that. But it's also going to be weak to Dragon, Fairy, and Rock. The number 1 is, yep, as you guessed it, Ice types. We got ourselves Shadow Mamoswine, going to be very strong. Shadow Weavile, I got some prepared. Galarian Darmanitan. Now the problem with the Shadow Weavile and Galarian Darmanitan is they're very frail, right? So they're gonna get beat up, right? But you're gonna want to bring your Mega Glalie or Mega Abomasnow. Either one works. Gonna boost your friend's Ice types. They may not be as strong, but they're gonna boost our Shadow Mamoswines, Shadow Weaviles, and Galarian Darmanitans. It's crazy how much Shadow Mewtwo, like I said, it always comes up to the top because of how strong Mewtwo is in general, like Shadow Mewtwo. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of options here. Shadow Piloswine is that high? That's kind of shocking. But yeah, just some pretty good stuff here. But I'd say definitely just stick with your Galarian Darmanitans because you probably have a couple of those. Maybe you don't have Shadow Weaviles, but Shadow Mamoswines if you have. And then even getting into your normal Weaviles is probably still better than dropping down to Shadow Piloswine. But yeah. I cannot wait for Rayquaza to come back in raids. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are hyped for that. Quick keyword, shiny Rayquaza, because it just looks so good. Then we got ourselves 2 returning Megas, and they're Legendaries Megas, and they're going to have the same weakness as you can see. It's going to be Bug, Ghost, Ice, Dragon, Dark, and Fairy, right? And your best counters are going to be right here. You got Mega Salamence and Mega Gengar and Mega Latios, so 3 Megas that are really just a toss-up there. Shadow Weavile is useful either way, with Snarl or just with its normal moveset. Its full Ice moveset. Shadow Mamoswine is going to be useful here. Even Hydreigon with Brutal Swing is going to be pretty strong here. Mega Latios, I'd probably stay away from that. I'd definitely recommend more Shadow Salamence. Yes, it's going to die a lot, but it's going to put in so much work damage-wise. Shadow Gardevoir will be useful as well. And then you got Primal Groudon. I'm surprised it's here. I would not be using that. Shadow Dragonite's alright. Shadow Mewtwo, alright. Dialga's probably pretty good with Dragon Breath, Draco Meteor. And yeah, that's probably where I'd probably slow it down there a little bit. Maybe get to that Giratina Origin Pulse, but probably Origin form. And then Zekrom is probably where I'd probably slow down there. And again, they have the same counters. It's basically the same Pokemon. Although Mega Salamence is here. Oh, moveset is a little bit different, right? So Mega Salamence is going to go all the way to the top here. Shadow Salamence, super useful. Super useful. You're going to want to use that thing. And then we got Deoxys raids. Now, Deoxys is going to be in raids during the event times. So if you don't have your shiny Deoxys, go ahead and take on this challenge, taking advantage of it. There's 4 forms of Deoxys. Mega Gengar is going to be useful for all 4. Hydreigon, useful for all 4. Shadow Tyranitar, useful for all 4. Darkrai and Giratina Origin form. Now, let me give you a little bit of a piece of advice. If you're going to do the defense form Deoxys, make sure you have enough people, because defense form Deoxys is going to take you a very long time. Speed form is going to be very fast. Attack form is going to be very fast. But like I said, a normal form is all right, but the defense form in particular, is going to be very hard. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It is a very hard raid. You need at least 6 people who I'd say are over, that have the proper counters and are over level 40, because or at least over level 35, getting some XL candies in there, because it is a very hard raid to do. So don't make the mistake of failing a raid during your event time. If you're going to give up the time to do the raid. Make sure you complete the raid is basically what I'm saying. Quick keyword Deoxys though, and again, we have an amazing lineup for legendaries this month. We have Tapu Lele with its shiny potential, Mega Gardevoir coming to the game. We have Regirock coming to the game. Definitely the least exciting, but quick keyword shiny Regirock because it's got a decent shiny. I know a couple people that don't have this shiny still. We have Primal Groudon. Doesn't get the image here, but it's just an absolute savage, as well as Primal Kyogre, as well as Rayquaza. I mean, just an incredible month. We got the Mega Latios, Deoxys as well, but some incredible stuff coming this month. Make sure you guys are ready for it. You guys can always come back to this video to look at those top ones, the top counters, quick keyword raid counters, because you could just look at them. You could be like, oh, okay, that one's that, this one's that. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have some good work. I think for Rayquaza, you could bring your, like I said, your Tyrannotars that you have ready, your Shadow Tyrannotars. You could bring that for the Mega Pidgeot that also is going to pop up at some point this month. And yeah, there's a lot of awesome stuff coming this month, and I cannot wait to just get into the raids this month. We got Tapu Lele next week. We got Mega Gardevoir next week. We got, in 2 weeks, we got Primal Kyogre and Groudon at Vegas, and then we have it globally a week after. We got Rayquaza coming in raids on the 22nd. I mean, it's just going to be absolute madness. So make sure you are ready with this raid counter. Make sure to save this video just in case you need to come back to it. Quick keyword is going to be legendary raids, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Peace.